Amar'e Stoudemire, the inspiring story of one of basketball's rookie season, page 22. Entering his rookie season, Amar'e Stoudemire was joining a Phoenix Suns team that had a lot of good players, but they were still struggling to make waves in the Western Conference. Players like Stephon Marbury, Shawn Marion, Penny Hardaway, and Joe Johnson were all talented players that needed a man in the middle to complete the ensemble. They were all players fit for a fast-paced offense, especially with the firepower they had. However, the team did not have another big man that could run the floor as well as the core starters did. They needed an explosive center. That player would later turn out to be Amar'e Stoudemire. As it has become a usual trend for rookies, Stoudemire would initially struggle to find the dominance he had when he was in high school. In his debut game in the NBA, in a loss to the Seattle Supersonics, he would score 10 points on a paltry 3 out of 10 shooting from the field off the bench. And while he had 10 points and 8 rebounds in his second game on November 1st, 2002, in a win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, Stoudemire shot 4 out of 15 from the field, as it was becoming clear that athleticism alone could only get a player so far. As games passed, Amar'e's adjustment problems only continued. Throughout his first 6 games, he never shot above 50% from the floor, while only seeing time above 30 minutes once. However, his rebounding skills and consistency in grabbing missed shots were already apparent. He had 10 rebounds on November 8th after good rebounding numbers in his previous 5 games. It was on November 13 when Amar'e Stoudemire showed what he was truly capable of as a young player on the rise. In 28 minutes of action in a win over the Denver Nuggets, Stoudemire patrolled the paint well to shoot 5 out of 8 from the floor for his 12 points. While his 8 rebounds were also impressive for a rookie, what was even more impressive was that he blocked a then career-best 6 shots that game. However, he would somehow struggle in his next 4 games as murmurs of him being a bust and a flash in the pan began to surface. Amar'e Stoudemire would silence critics on November 23rd in his first career start. In that win against the Milwaukee Bucks, the young rookie logged 35 minutes as a starting big man to put up his first career double-double. He had 15 points and 13 rebounds that night. 2 days later, he did it again by posting 13 points and 11 rebounds. Soon enough, double-doubles were becoming second nature for him. After recording 4 of those in the next 8 games, he would score 20 in one of those 8 games in a loss to the Miami Heat. He also grabbed a then career high of 15 rebounds when the Suns won over the Memphis Grizzlies on December 4th. One of Amar'e's early highlights that season was on December 11th when he helped defeat the Boston Celtics by posting 19 points and 12 rebounds, which included 6 on the offensive end. He missed only 1 of the 7 shots that game. 3 days later, he rules the paint in Atlanta after tallying 17 points and 14 rebounds versus the Hawks in a win. Amar'e then helped the Phoenix Suns start off a 5-game winning streak after going for 18 points and 11 rebounds and against the Los Angeles Clippers, who might have been regretting their choice of drafting Chris Wilcox over the rising young rookie Stoudemire. On December 29th, in the 5th win of the streak, Amar'e had 19 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks against the Cleveland Cavaliers. On December 30th, Stoudemire would end a fruitful 2002 by going for an early career game and a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Match up against fellow prep-to-pro legend Kevin Garnett, the young big man would go for 38 points on a 16 out of 24 shooting from the field while he was grabbing 14 rebounds to outplay the veteran All-Star who had 22 points and 14 rebounds. Amar'e then started the new year well by going for 20 points and 11 rebounds and a big win against the Philadelphia 76ers. It would not take long for Amar'e Stoudemire to show how truly good of a rebounder he was. On January 10, 2003, he would help defeat the Memphis Grizzlies with his display of raw rebounding power. He collected a total of 21 rebounds, which included 8 on the offensive end, while he also tallying 16 of his own. But he was not done yet. In his next game, he had 17 points and 13 rebounds in a win over the Utah Jazz while facing legend Karl Malone, who played a similar brand of basketball during his younger years. Then, in back-to-back close losses to the San Antonio Spurs and Houston Rockets, Amar'e Stoudemire averaged 24 points and 14 rebounds. But Amar'e Stoudemire would later face a short rookie slump during the first few games of January. In that slump, he struggled to find his mark on the offensive end, while also pulling down mediocre rebounding numbers. He would, however, remedy such performance during February, when, after participating in the 2002 Rising Star Challenge as a member of the rookie team, he went on to go for 12 points and 13 boards against the Clippers. Then, on February 14th, against the New York Knicks, he had 25 points and 14 rebounds. 2 days later, he had 25 points and 17 rebounds in a win over the Boston Celtics. He then continued to score in double digits for the next 7 games. As the season was nearing its end, Amar'e Stoudemire saw a slight dip in production as opposing teams became more wary of his abilities. Teams started focusing on making life difficult for the 20-year-old big man while they were trying to make playoff pushes. Despite Stoudemire's dip in production, the Suns managed to hold on strong thanks to the all-star efforts of Marbury and Marion. Phoenix would get a playoff slot with their 44-38 win-loss record. At the end of the regular season, Amar'e Stoudemire averaged 13.5 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks in about 31 minutes of action per game. He was second behind Karen Butler for most points scored by a rookie that season, while leading the freshman NBA players in rebounding. With the impact he made on the Phoenix Suns, he would also edge out 2002 top overall pick Yao Ming for the Rookie of the Year award, despite the fact that the latter player received more media coverage and attention. He received 59 first-place votes to edge out Yao's 45. With the award, Amar'e Stoudemire was the first player to be named Rookie of the Year after coming out straight out of high school. The 2003 playoffs was a test of fire for Amar'e Stoudemire as he was forced to bang with the legendary San Antonio Spurs twin tower duo of David Robinson and Tim Duncan. But in Game 1 of that series, Stoudemire did not look like a rookie after going for 24 points, 9 rebounds, and an upset win. But over the course of the next 2 games, the Spurs managed to keep him in check as the Suns fell 1-2 in the series. In Game 4, Stoudemire consistently found himself in foul trouble as Duncan and Robinson, who both might not have been as explosive an athlete as he was, were crafty enough to make the rookie suffer on the defensive end. Amar'e would only play 23 minutes that game, yet his team ended up winning to tie the series 2-2. In Game 5, Stoudemire had his first playoff double-double in a loss. He had 14 points, 14 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. As the Suns were trying hard to force Game 7, Amar'e tried his best by logging in another double-double performance of 18 points and 10 rebounds. However, the experience and talent of the Spurs won out after San Antonio ended the series in 6 games. The two towering big men's experience and fundamentals reigned over stats, explosiveness, and athleticism.